15 or so minutes away from our big announcement on this Monday. What's going on? And welcome back to Prater the Ballgame. This is Idaho Sports Talk on KTIK Sports Radio. The Ticket. The Steelheads, back from the dead, have a chance to say see ya to the Utah Grizzlies tonight and advance past the first round of the playoffs, something the NHL, the Boston Bruins, were unable to do last night on the backs of a historical regular season such as the Idaho Steelheads had. So we'll talk about some Steelheads this hour, Prater. Also get back to the NFL draft. 2 Boise State players selected, both on Saturday, both in the 6th round. One kind of surprised. I'll say, I think you said this earlier, both surprises, but different surprises. Skinner, JL, 6th round. You thought maybe he'd go earlier. Matlock, 6th round. You thought maybe he wouldn't go. So a couple of surprises there. JL Skinner, Scott Matlock, Broncos, Chargers, respectively. Here we go.
It's kind of like when JP and I play golf together. I get a bogey, and it's a good bogey. He gets a bogey, and it's a crappy bogey.
Yep.
So we both get the same score, but it's all about the perspective. And you're 1,000% right. JL Skinner, you just heard his own words 10 minutes ago. He was pissed. I was curious about what his emotions were because behind the scenes, his mother was being very positive, as mothers do. You know he's always got that chip on his shoulder, and you know that he's always going to go out there and compete. And when he said he was pissed, I was happy to hear that. I don't like hearing the it's okay, I'll just have to go out and prove him wrong.
It doesn't matter as long as you get picked.
It does matter. That's why you picked the party on Friday night, because you thought it was going to happen on Friday night, and your entire life is everything you put together is this Friday night. And he was pissed, and I like that. That's a good response, and that's, to me, the right response. And now he's going to go off and channel that energy and do something fun. Scott Matlock, 17 picks later, beautiful success story. High school kid out of Homedale, first ever kid from Homedale High School.
Pretty cool
to get drafted out of that high school. It's a small high school, and it's a beautiful thing to see. So Scott Matlock, beautiful story. JL Skinner, his story will continue to develop.
Now, I don't know if you know this for sure or not. Was Scott Matlock initially a walk-on here at Boise State, or was he a scholarship from day one?
I'm going to guess, based on the pictures that I've seen of him, walk-on.
Okay, yeah.
Skinny little dude.
Probably started as a walk-on here. Text us if you know that for sure on that. Cloverdale Plumbing text line wide open right now. Cherish your thoughts on Skinner and Matlock. Who has the better pro career? Why? Who think lasts longer? Why? Who are you rooting to win more, succeed more? Why? Let us know. 208-424-9300. All right, Michael Forrest, Prater, where do we want to go? How do we want to go? Skinner, Matlock, let's talk about this.
Yeah, let's break down some roster analysis here, and let's start with Skinner in Denver. And got himself a brand new head coach. He's got himself a brand new defensive coordinator. He's got himself a brand new defensive backs coach. JL Skinner in Denver. Your initial thoughts, ball game.
I love Sean Payton. Vance Joseph does a pretty good job, so I like that system. I like how he's close to Boise State. I like how he's still a Bronco. I think that's fun. I think that's a cool story. He gets to still remain a Bronco. He's in a very competitive division. I thought, oh gosh, JL Skinner is going to be going against Patrick Mahomes and Justin Herbert for his entire career in that division. That is not going to be an easy task. They have one 4-time All-Pro at safety, Justin Simmons in Denver. He's been a Pro Bowler. He's been an All-Pro. He's 30 years old, so he's not exactly a spring chicken anymore. He was drafted in 2016, Justin Simmons, so he could be on the other side of it. Other than that, Caden Stearns, the other starter for Denver, he was a 5th-round pick a couple of years ago. Couple other guys on their roster. I think Skinner probably this year. Okay, he's going to see the field on special teams. He'll be all over the place there because he's going to bring the boom. And I think he can find his way into some type of rotation in the secondary. He has better ball skills than people give him credit for. He had 4 picks last year. We've seen him. I don't think he's as boxy as maybe some people say. I also think they can use him in the box. I think JL Skinner is going to be one of these safeties that we see defensive coordinators using to creep up closer to the line of scrimmage. I think it was Dirk Cutter that was talking about that with us on Friday when we were talking to him about JL too. I think it's the right fit for the roster. I don't think there's two all-pros that I'm saying, oh, geez, Prater, he's never going to get to play. He's just going to be some special teams guy. I think he can find his way as a starter on this roster by year 2. And Denver, it's been weird. They've always been a really good team year in, year out. It's hard to think that they haven't played in a playoff game since the 2015 season Super Bowl, but maybe they get back. They have a run. Sean Payton's got a great track record. I'm excited for JL in Denver. And Denver Bronco games are on TV in Boise all the time as part of the CBS package, the regional games. People get to see him play a lot in Bronco Nation, so I'm excited.
Yeah, I think there's the perfect combination here of opportunity and patience, and he's not expected to jump in and be a starter right off the bat. I think he can grow, and there are opportunities there. They did just sign PJ Locke to a nice contract, so I think PJ Locke and the Simmons kid that you just talked about are the two starters there. But they only have 2 other safeties on the roster, and combined they only have 5 starts. The Kareem Jackson kid, I think he's out there lurking as a free agent and might come back, and they really want him to come back. I don't know if they can get that done. It's definitely spot duty here, spot duty there, and special teams work for JL Skinner in this first year. But looking up at Vance Joseph, looking up at his reputation, his history in terms of, I like what you said in terms of they're going to expect Skinner to get down in the box and attack and protect against the run as well. He's going to have to do the front half and he's going to have to do the back half. And that's what Vance Joseph likes in his defense. Very attacking, very aggressive, very fast. He likes the blitzing. He likes the man-to-man coverage in the back, and everything that Vance Joseph does and wants from his defensive players. It seems like JL Skinner can be that guy. Denver only had 5 draft picks. 3 of them they picked on defense: a linebacker, a cornerback, and a safety. So Vance Joseph is a big winner today. Although you made a great point. How could you have winners and losers when you don't know how these guys turned out? But on paper, Vance Joseph certainly got what he wanted over the weekend. With 3 draft picks out of 5, and he got 1 out of each position. So he's trying to shore up this defense. That's always been a staple there in Denver as they go through this transition. And I think Skinner's got the perfect opportunity to be patient and have opportunity, and that's what you want as an NFL rookie.
Everybody, and I watched the press conference with Sean Payton and I think it's George Payton, how they pronounce it in Denver. It's kind of how they spell it differently, but that never occurred to me before. Yeah. The head coach and the GM have the same pronounced last name. And they were both saying the first thing about Skinner is, just him physically. I like the Locke kid too, but you're talking 5'10", 200 versus 6'4", 220. His Skinner's massive physicality is going to make people, want to get him on that field. I can't wait to see training camp. I can't wait to see JL, what number he chooses, I hope. And you don't care about numbers, do you? No. I hope he gets number 0. I want him to keep that going. I want him the whole Agent 0 thing. I like it. So I think Skinner is going to have a nice career in the NFL in Denver, not far away from here in Boise. He can fly back for the bye week whenever they're going to announce that is, if he chooses to, or he never comes to Boise, Idaho again, like a lot of other players who leave the blue. You never see him back again. But certainly excited for Skinner. What do you guys think? 208-424-9300. Give me the good, give me the bad, give me the ugly. Give me all 3 if you want. JL Skinner with the Denver Broncos. What are your emotions? 208-424-9300. Scott Matlock?
Same. I think he's got the same. There's some decent parts with the Chargers along their defensive front, and there's some opportunity as well. So they've got a couple of great edge rushers in Bosa and Mack, and then they got some defensive line guys that kind of play on the outside, and they got the interior guys, and that's where the Moas and the Matlocks can get in their fight. Scott Matlock is definitely going to be more of an interior guy. Moa can play inside and outside. The nose tackle there now is this Austin Johnson guy. I don't know too much about him. In the end, or the Fox and Joseph guy, who are pretty good players with a lot of experience, a lot of starts. So, he's surrounded by great edge players in Bosa and Mack. He's surrounded by great defensive ends in Fox and Joseph Day. So I think that there's some stuff there. Interior-wise, there is absolutely 100% opportunity. Austin Johnson only played 8 games last year, finished the season with a knee injury, did not complete the season. So there's, I don't know if he's going to be ready or not, but there's a chance that David Moa and Scott Matlock could be competing for, nose tackle or interior defensive lineman number 1 when this season starts, depending on the health of Austin Johnson.
A website I go to, a lot of depth charts, they have Matlock listed as a D tackle, next to the nose tackle there, and they have Moa right there as well. You're right. Moa and Matlock could be situational players, and I actually think Matlock will be able to play both. I think Matlock's going to have some versatility, like on a passing down. You could play Scott Matlock over the nose, over the center, and hope that he can do a better job as a pass rusher than some 340-pound run stopper guy, which is what they have in Sebastian Joseph Day, a free agent they picked up from the Rams. I mean, he's the big run-stopping nose tackle guy, where Scott Matlock, he's had close to a 10-sack season here at Boise. He has some agility. He's one of those 3 techniques they like that they put over the guard, and he can run the passer, stop the run also too. Such star power here. Like, Scott Matlock is going to go in there like a fresh fish, and you know what? I don't know what type of football fan he is, but when you mentioned, there's going to be a Bosa next to him or 2 players down from him. Khalil Mack is still there. I mean, these are headline, big-time caliber players. Derwin James at safety is a huge monster name in this league. There's some serious power. It's L.A. I mean, is Scott Matlock going to be driving the convertible Maserati, Prater, to and from the casino with the red hair flocking all over a place, SoFi Stadium, like L.A., I mean.
I don't see Scott Matlock being that guy.
Mack truck, he's driving a Ford Ranger, whatever the case is, a Subaru Outback, whatever the heck, a Jeep, whatever. But, I like both their situations, and I'm going to be really surprised. It'll be a big time bummer. And the Chargers also brought a couple of defensive linemen in as undrafted free agents. Okay. And sometimes, as you know, what happens.
Sure.
Sometimes the undrafted guy comes in and the coach is looking around and say, whoa, both those undrafted guys, wow, are better than Scott Matlock. Geez. Okay. I mean, it really doesn't matter when you're in the building, but I will be surprised if Scott Matlock isn't a Charger next year and running around battling for some type of rotational spot. I don't know where his hopes could be on special teams outside of maybe like a punt team, punt block, kick, whatever. I mean, not going to put him on a kickoff team, but something like that. Maybe he can get extra points, that type of thing. But good for him. Excited. And obviously Kellen Moore running the offense.
There's Kellen Moore, Hightower, Moa, Matlock. All of a sudden, the Dallas Cowboys pipeline has moved to Los Angeles. And I'm very happy about that.
Yeah, I didn't realize John Hightower was there with the LA Chargers. I did not realize that until you said that today. Derek Ansley looked him up a little bit. Scott Matlock's new defensive coordinator. He's bounced around a little bit, but this is a good opportunity for him. And everybody knows Brandon Staley, the head coach, a big defensive guy. He pays a lot of attention to that defense there, and that's kind of where he's made his mark as a coach. He's going to give Kellen 100% on the offense, and you go put points on the board, we'll try to prevent it. And a lot of people, as they seem to do most years now, they're going to think the Chargers are going to have pretty high expectations coming into this season. Probably, I would say, Prater, higher than in Denver, where we still don't know possibly what Russell Wilson we're going to get.
Yeah, I would think the expectations for the Chargers are way higher. But the NFL, it changes every year. So we can't wait to see how that shakes out. But I think they both got great spots. Throughout the rest of this week, we'll chase Biggers, Jones, Ojukwu, and Tarlas and talk about their roles. All 4 of them undrafted free agents. So 6 new Broncos in the National Football League. And I think 1 or 2 of those have a chance to stick around. We'll see what happens.
We're going to have to look up to when all these rookie mini camps begin, huh?
I think they start they start rolling out this weekend.
Yeah, it's coming up really quick. So Prater on the Ball Game, Idaho Sports Talk here on KTIK, The Ticket. I got 2 sweet deals for you this week. $25 gets you $50 to spend at Costa Vida Mexican Grill and Blaze Pizza. That's a ways away, Friday, 9 a.m. on KTIK.com. Prater, it just occurred to me, Friday is Cinco de Mayo. That's always cool when Cinco de Mayo falls on a Friday, isn't it?
Sure, why
not? Good stuff, man. Hey, the big revelation, the big surprise. Are you ready for it, Prater?
Let's do it, buddy.
We come back. We're going to give a cool announcement for all you listeners and Steelies. Can they get it done tonight at home? Game 6 against Utah. Idaho Sports Talk.
From the Beacon Plumbing Traffic Studios, this is Ticket